Network. And here we are again with another episode of the Devil's Advocate. How everybody doing this Friday? I want to thank y'all for joining in. Let me tag a couple people there. Call a couple people there. We call them tag Nikki. What's up, Yolanda? How you doing, hon? Look at me. I done became a Muslim now. So, you know, you wear the bow tie. Come over. I'll sell you a hell of a bean pie. But anyway.
So we already telling lies. I mean, it's not even
What? How you
known.
you just gonna bust me all out on the radio.
So you
So
converted
you're
from
not-
Christian to Muslim?
Yeah, I became a Muslim now. Wallah Akbar. Okay, but anyway.
all right. They're gonna be outside the door.
That's what I'm saying. Be up in the van. And take them away. But anyway, how's everybody doing? We are here today to go and get started. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Excuse me with my phone that just refuses to behave. And I want to, of course, let's go down and think. We got a special guest back in. Well, I can't even say a special guest. 'Cause he's like one of the family. But, you know, he went and ran away on us. And then he came back to us for a minute and stuff. Well, first let me start off with my troublesome co-host. We got to, that's right. There you go. Keep that Siva. Whatever. That you know what? We're Dallas Cowboys stuff because you'll never catch anything with that, Yolanda. Anyway. Anyway, instead of to the leftists, the rightest of me, that's the opposite left, is my troublesome co-host, Ms. Black Beauty. How you doing, darling?
I am well.
You good
How
today?
are you?
You're
I'm
rolling?
good. I'm good.
It's a nice warm.
It's Friday.
It's Friday, homie.
Yeah.
Get my-
Yeah. It's Friday.
I will be selling bean pies for $3 outside after this. Just let y'all know. And of course, he's back. The brother went on his own trip to Mecca for a minute. He went out there going seeing the world and doing all that stuff. Out there on the boy.
So the question is,
The question is, what you want to ask him?
did you bring us back the code of Corona? Yeah, I gave it its own name.
How you gonna bust him out?
Nah, it wasn't in Ethiopia, so, you know.
So you went to
Like the
Ethiopia.
melanin is
Yeah.
immune.
How was
Right.
that?
It was a wonderful experience, you know. Saw some of the oldest, you know.
But those y'all don't know, she just went talking.
Yeah,
That's head Sanford.
It proved some things about Christianity that I always.
Oh, there you got no. Here you go.
Don't wait,
Here we
wait,
go.
wait.
Here we
Pause,
go. Data gave us
pause.
time.
Tell us that when we not in here with Dave.
You cannot do that with Dave. Dave is not going to have your blasphemy.
Tell us that when
about
you're not in
anything
here with
Christianity
Dave.
is real.
Okay.
Okay, so you go and tell him. Go and tell him, Head Sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it originated. You can see it in the old churches. You can see it. You can see it. You know, you don't never see
Dave Head is
the
exploding
black.
right now.
You don't never see the black Jesus pictures
Yeah,
anywhere.
of course they got. Yeah.
But it's in the churches in Ethiopia, the 500-600-year-old churches.
Well, I was in Facebook jail when that happened, but that was the reason. That was one of the reasons why in World War II they went after Haile Selassie, because you know what he was claiming, right? He was direct descendant of Jesus Christ.
Right.
Huh? And World War, was it 1 or 2? Okay, 1. Okay.
One,
World War 1. Look, see, he knew that part, but then he going. Yeah, the Catholic Church didn't like that. But that was one of the reasons why the Italians were definitely hot. They were trying to go and colonize Ethiopia.
Right.
So, and that was his claims. I'm direct descendant of, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ had children. Da Vinci Code, bing, 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 bing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. He had children or children's. And I mean, that wouldn't take anything away from the story. I don't know why the church tried to paint him as, he was this guy that wasn't human to a degree of certain things to have human desires. But, hey, Jesus never lusted after one. Really? He didn't?
That's
I can't go
weird.
5 minutes. I don't know how he did it for 33
Right.
years.
You can't go 5 minutes? Get yourself
You see what that
together.
girl come here like last week? Huh?
You know
Look at
what?
it,
Don't
boy,
make me
anyway.
tell on you. Don't
Well,
make me
Jesus
tell on
still
you. I
working
tell
on me,
on
so
you.
leave me alone.
He needs
But
to
anyway.
shine the light on you.
shine your light on the lighthouse.
No,
Shine on me.
it does not go that fast.
Okay, well, I don't know the song.
I mean,
But anyway, here go Trouble. Yeah, I saw you last night in the picture there, woman. I saw you. Yeah, I saw you.
who's that, Rhonda?
No, that's Trouble. Ronald the Wiggle. But that's Charles Nell. She Trouble, part 2.
Okay.
Spank her bottom next time I tell her she missed my birthday
Spank
party.
Her bottom. She was at the.
Consequences and repercussions, young
Oh,
lady.
she wasn't at the birthday party.
Yeah,
that was
deal with her
Christmas
on
when I
that.
saw her.
She
Yeah,
was
yeah.
sleeping. Okay, whatever.
She had to get
Anyway.
a beauty rest.
Yeah.
You have
Okay.
to do that.
Anyway, so heads, thank you for joining us today. And I want to thank everybody for.
I would have pushed your phone.
This ain't
on
gonna
the
be
floor.
really. You gonna give me a face palm on Facebook like right now? Like you really doing that? Okay, watch what
I'd
happens
have pushed
after
your
this show.
phone on the floor. I mean, I don't have my coffee and my
Okay, well,
kind
first of all,
bar.
I've
mean,
been active
so
this morning.
You
see,
was
I've been out here
not.
selling bee pies
You was
on
not.
Asher Avenue.
You were not.
Okay, well it's fine.
I
Y'all
went
gonna be
down
like
Asher.
that. What's up, Ephraim?
I did not see you.
See, Ephraim, we tried to get you on the show, bro. Next time we gonna get you there. Hey, Tanya, how you doing? So, hey, Nate, what's going on? So, let's go and get started, folks, because we, Dave, he want to throw us out of here about 10:50, 11:53. He gonna be playing the music. I ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell out of here.
Girl, I have to. You know what?
Yeah, whatever.
Head
We gotta
Sanford
sleep,
is good people, but
Oh, really? You just go? Oh, you gonna play
But-
like the music like right now? Oh, okay.
see, but it's really Deacon that cuts up, so he gets us in trouble
Hey, Marcy.
every week. Hey, Marcy.
Yes, I am selling bean pies. Look here, I gotta get the goat
Hey,
fund
Avery.
reflourished because my stocks and took a hit.
Yeah, we still
Yeah.
beefing Avery.
I had a whole bunch of stock and goat cheese.
I
And-
seen
and
you
all
been
that-
making. I seen you been making fun of the Dow going down.
Oh yeah, and trust me, it's gonna go down some more. So don't get excited.
So
about
has
today.
anyone looked at their stock? Like,
Yeah,
have
my,
you checked?
my stock is down, but my cash is up because I'm a
Right.
trader. So
Right.
I make more money on a down
right?
than coming up.
In fact, I need to get with you because you need to tell me some stuff I can do.
Yeah, I've been writing bear call spreads for the last.
Yeah.
But I wasn't prepared. Some of my other friends, they done made like 50, 60,000 in 3 days just
Yeah.
Wow.
writing bear call
Right.
spreads on the
Right.
on the Dow and long
Right,
puts.
and that's what the guy told me. He said, "Man, he said, you don't know." He said, "That's
So-
the time
Right.
that people gonna make money when it go down. if you
So
know
why
what
aren't
you're
you doing like
Right.
a little class or even not necessarily a class, but like a Facebook Live or something in the group to just educate the people who don't know what a bear claw spread is?
Okay.
Oh, like
Why
that's
don't you-
talking Greek. We gonna have to do a whole
Yeah, I do it
show.
in a group. I can't do it on my page
Right.
because I got family members now that hit me up for money a lot. So I have
Well,
to.
I mean,
that-
yeah,
you
like
right.
in the
You know, yo,
group,
bro,
or-
brother kinda
Yeah.
lean.
or
Can
like-
I hold a- can I
or
hold
I
a-
do it in a group.
'Cause I still
Right,
got
or
18
even like-
bean pies in my trunk that I ain't sold yet.
or
So
even
can I
like
hold a little something? Okay.
a private watch party. Like you
Okay.
ought to set up a date and just
Look at
talk
Marcy,
to
talking
us.
about
You know,
yes.
give us like the basics.
Okay,
Or
I'll do
something.
that.
I think that would be good to educate the people on what to do and things like that.
Yeah, we need to
Okay,
get
I
black,
need to.
and we need to show them low risk.
Right, it's
Not
low.
stock
It's
market.
Yeah, spreads are very low risk.
Yeah.
Very low risk.
And I try to tell people.
So if a person has, say, like $2,000, could they do something with that?
Yeah, they can write spreads on that.
Yeah, I might have to go on. After I sell these bean pies, after I sell these bean pies, I'm going.
I'm about to call my brother-in-law because he FOI and tell
Okay,
him
well,
you
let
up
him
here
come on.
playing.
If he ain't-
You ain't
he
ready.
5%.
You ain't ready.
Okay, what's
I
up?
promise you're not ready.
Peace, God. Yeah. All right,
Don't
Okay.
play. Don't play.
y'all.
But anyway.
I'll bite you in your face.
You know what? You know what? I'm writing it down. I'm making a list. I
Okay.
ain't even checking it twice, but I'm telling.
Okay, well, go
I'm
on, tell
telling
it then.
everything.
Go on, tell it. Because you got to get the goat in my car, too.
I'm
He'll
telling.
bite you.
I'm
so,
telling.
Okay, so anyway. So today, we're going
Hey,
to
Brian.
talk about the Black Agenda Part 2.
So what is the black agenda? I mean, like
Yeah.
seriously, what is the black agenda?
None of them have one, I don't think.
Right.
Well, hold on.
Well, Trump
So, but-
says he has one. But
Okay, so do
Yeah, it's
but
called hiring coon.
okay, so
That's what his black
even
agenda is.
even if they don't have one, do we really have one?
But that's the point. Okay.
Do we have a black agenda?
I don't think we need a
Why
black
could-
agenda because it's like you have to. It's like the government is responsible for Jim Crow, slavery. You just want
Right.
to repair what was done. So you
Right.
the
Right.
government calls it, so you need to get it from them.
Right.
So should we be calling it the black agenda? Is it really the black agenda?
Well, here's my question. This is the thing that we need to talk about. you don't see Latinos and Asians ask for a black Latino. Here's my point: they spend their money and they build their communities. Okay, they do. They
Right.
circulate their money in their communities, and they don't ask for agendas. They just say, whoever president, we're gonna thrive anyway. And see, understand this: Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, was thriving in Jim Crow, so they
Yes,
had
it
their
was.
own agenda. You see what I'm saying?
Or
had
did
their
they
own
have
agenda.
did they have their own agenda, or were they just living life and doing what needed to be done to continue
Right,
to
because
be
Jim Crow prevented
economically
black
stable?
people from doing it. And to a degree, there's this argument, did the rhetoric, hey, Nikki, did Dr. Martin Luther King hurt us more by wanting to assimilate into this burning house?
You know, I ask myself that question all the time. Do I think we would have been better staying segregated?
To a degree.
Because it looks like to me that when we were segregated, and I'm not saying that desegregation was
Well,
wrong,
it's separate but equal.
but separate. I think that we could have been separate but equal and still thrived as a race. So I often ask, or look
But
at
when
stuff and
we asked for
wonder
inclusion, we basically depended on
the
them to
illusion
include
of
them.
inclusion, because you're never really included
Right,
in
you're never really
anything.
included.
Even with your own people, sometimes you can have the illusion of inclusion.
Yeah, it's called raccoon.
But the reason Martin Luther King said that is because a lot of black people at the time were paying state and federal taxes, right?
Right.
And that money was, and they wasn't getting the nice schools or the nice
Right, we were
facilities.
getting
so-
the
It was going,
handout.
all their tax money was going to white folks, so that's
Right.
why he wanted to integrate that part. He was just
Okay.
talking about that part.
So my question is this: was he asking to really integrate, or for better things to come into the schools and to the people? Was he asking for us to get the same books, the same
Right.
funding?
Right.
Was he actually asking for us to be integrated?
Yeah, he was talking about the public government part of it, integration, not
Right.
the
So
private.
basically,
Right.
government, what it should be is, it's like someone said when Obama was president. She said, well, since everybody's always talking, hey, Whitney, everybody's always talking about private responsibility and personal responsibility. He said, why in the black agenda can it be a little bit of both, of government intervention and personal responsibility?
Right.
And see, I hate sounding like that because then it makes people think I'm sounding like I'm a Republican.
No, but you do have personal responsibility,
But
private.
personal responsibility.
Yeah, you do. You do have a responsibility, and as well as the government having a responsibility.
Yes, they
I
do.
think
Right. With us,
everybody.
they do. With
I
us
think that
particularly, they do.
everybody has a responsibility, and
Hey,
I
Robin.
do think that there does come a time that the government needs to
Jeff.
take responsibility for the things that have done, and regardless to what black people do, say like with reparations, regardless to what black people do with that money,
Spend it on 40 ounces.
it don't
of black
matter.
and
Right.
It's yours.
It's yours.
It's
right.
yours.
I
So
don't-
stop
I'm not
saying
mad. I'm
when
just
you
saying.
say things like that, it doesn't help the situation. It also doesn't help us get what we deserve. So I think that it's crazy to even say that, because if it's my
40
money,
ounces of black
if
and
I want to go to the store and buy me a half a gallon of Woodford Reserve with my money, it is my money. Yeah, that's horrible. That's what you get for not bringing
That
me
was
coffee.
terrible.
That's what you get. I'm glad that your coffee sucks.
Okay. Oh, you just gonna
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that now? You just gonna be,
And it's the month of no sucking, right? In lieu of the coronavirus. That's
the
what I
corona.
saw on Code of
I
Corona.
bet Corona. That's why I need to buy a stock in Corona, because I know they take it a hit. I know they take. I bet
They
you could buy that. I bet you could buy that. You could buy
Dave, why
that beer
your
stock
eyes
with like
big?
5 cents. You could buy that beer stock with like 5 cents right now.
But seriously though,
We'll say COVID-19. How about that?
no, but it sounds so funny when I say Code of Corona.
COVID. Yeah. Corona.
They're like, what? I just gave it its own name. I mean, shoot, you
Yeah.
know.
So and you're right. You're right. Black people have the right to do what they want to do with it. But
Was
black
y'all
people,
what were y'all asking the other people who got reparations what they did with their money? Was anybody asking them?
No,
Was anybody
why
making
you
jokes?
Why
or-
you looking? Why?
Because you got jokes. You got jokes.
Yeah, and I got
you
some
was
more
you
for
was
you.
talking about the chicken sandwiches and stuff, and now you talking about the 40 ounces.
why-
Nobody even buys
Okay, well,
40
chicken
ounces no
sandwich
more.
can be good
You drink
sometimes.
malt liquor. I saw you drinking
Okay,
malt
yes,
liquor.
I had. Okay, I
we
had a
don't
bud
even
on the way
drink
over
malt
here.
liquor.
Okay, so yes, what's your point?
Is that malt liquor?
Yep.
Budweiser?
That's malt.
I don't drink beer, so I don't
You
know.
don't drink no beer. Oh, I forgot
No.
you Boulay. I forgot about that.
I don't
You
drink
one of them Negroes only drink brown. She one of them
No,
Negroes.
I
she
drink clear, but my
You drink
favorite,
clear.
but
Yeah.
my favorite,
only top shelf. Huh?
my favorite is whiskey or
That's what I said, but you
bourbon,
done soured
nice
my
and
coffee. See what I'm
smooth
saying?
and.
Tequila mines.
Look, see,
See,
Yeah.
see, here's never alcoholic.
Hey,
He
Ben,
don't-
how
he don't
are
try to
you?
admit. Yo, see, that's one thing I like about his. That he go top shelf. He don't play. I had to chastise him one time about and don't get me wrong. Everybody know come to my party know I'm cheap. But anyway, I told him he came and bought a 40. I thought, nah, bro, we don't bring that here for
He's
them.
serving
You bring
like
that for
some.
you.
He's serving like some sensational or something. Like, what is that? I've never seen it before. Okay.
I keep all the expensive liquor in my room.
Oh, you know, I know.
You know, all the good stuff is in my room. So anyway, so you know, it comes to a point that yes, black people have to be responsible. And look, the black agenda. Okay, everybody's mad. And here's my point.
What
okay.
is the okay? You keep saying the black agenda. Tell me what the black agenda
There
is.
is no black agenda. Per
Okay.
se. The black and if the black agenda is, we need
I'm
to create
good.
it ourselves.
We
And stop
do.
asking for white politicians who don't come from our backgrounds, who don't come from our cultural history, to come and create us. a
Okay,
black-
But see, that's what the Republicans say though. They say the same things like black folks need to do for self, pull your bootstraps up. A lot of folks ain't got boots.
Thank you.
I
Okay,
mean,
so
'cause
that's,
Democrats say.
so that's where the
Democrats-
reparations come
Right.
in
Right.
to give them the
Republicans
boost.
say pull
Right.
yourself up by
Yeah.
your boots at like Coon Thomas. I'm sorry, Clarence Thomas.
Uh-huh.
With his colonizer wife. But then Democrats say, well, see, they
But
want
he
you to pull
was
yourself
sexually
up.
harassing the
Right.
black woman
Yeah.
with a colonizer.
Yeah,
wife.
yeah. with-
That's cute.
and she-
That's real cute.
Terrible. But they say pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Democrats, you see, they want you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but you ain't got no boots because they took your boots.
Right.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So hold on. So everybody now, why is everybody against Uncle Joe? Because now, and look, we talked about this last week,
So
and
are
Dave
you
was
re-
beating the
so are
pavement.
you really against Uncle Joe?
They don't like
Do I
Uncle
have an
Joe.
Uncle
Why
Joe?
everybody against Uncle Joe?
I don't.
now?
I don't either.
But why is Uncle
I
Joe
think he's just a
unpalatable now
Democrat.
when he was
I think
cool
he's
when
a
he was Obama
Democrat.
VP?
To me, he's just the Democrat version of Trump. You know, because they
No,
both.
I don't know if I go that far. I think he's a Democrat. I think
All of them are a Democrat
right. I think
version
like
of Trump,
everybody
if you really
else.
want to know the truth. So it gets down to
Right.
voting for the lesser of the evils.
Right,
And
exactly.
listen-
who's gonna? I mean, because nobody is
Really?
going to fit your whole agenda. So you have to choose who
So
is.
hold on,
is
so
most.
Bernie, hold on. So
Right.
Bernie's not Bernie. See, here's the problem I have with Bernie.
He kinda
Yeah, we're
explained that.
gonna get down today.
So.
I fools with Bernie. I told people
Me
this.
too.
I like it. In fact, I'm to the left of Bernie on a lot of things. Cause you know me, I'm Django. Boy, we have cotton fields out here again, and it wouldn't be for us.
I
But my
heard you
problem-
had voted for Trump. though.
Okay, but see, here's my thing. Understand this. Oh, your husband, and he just signed in. Your husband, I think, got that stuff. He got that stuff. Yeah. So anyway, hey Tiffany, here's my issue with Bernie.
That's why he
Bernie
ain't got no
talks
friends.
to issues.
That's why he ain't got no.
Why you
friends.
gonna cut me now?
I
We
said that's why
talking
you
about
don't.
violence on
That's why
Christian
you don't
radio?
have no
That's what we doing?
friends. That's why you don't
Okay,
have no
that's-
friends.
Okay, that's fine. I'll be all right with that. What's up, Randall? He comes up and he talks social and economic issues. That transcends race because everybody needs a good paying job,
Right.
this, that, and the other. But let's just be real. If I'm a politician promising free stuff,
You got to be able to pay for it.
and hold on, who always wants the free stuff? The young folks. Because the millennials, don't get me wrong, my son's a millennial. But millennials have this sense of entitlement. They don't want to. They want free stuff because they seen their parents struggle to death all their lives.
Well, I think it's like they don't want free stuff. They just kind of want the same opportunity because
Right.
back when we was growing up, things were cheaper. College
Right.
wasn't as high.
Right.
You can get entry level
But
jobs that pay more. It's
Right.
Right,
like
but understand this though.
So-
too. Millennials came up in an era where they didn't have to want for nothing either because we provided it for them.
Yeah,
So-
but we also worked 2 or 3 jobs, and they
Yeah,
didn't want
right.
to see
Well,
that.
look,
And
I'm
then,
not against.
Right.
and then the millennials also look at other countries that
They
have
do.
free education and things like that.
Exactly.
They're more informed. They're way more informed than we were at their age,
Right.
and so they know a little bit more, and that's why
The
they have.
American dream is not
It's
exist.
fake.
It's
Right.
fake.
It's fake. But I think the millennials look at things totally different than we do. Because, like, talking to my son is a millennial as well. Talking to him and listening to his explanation on a lot of things, I'm like, damn, I ain't never even looked at it like that. So, they have something to compare it to. And then when they go out into the world and get to
Yes,
traveling and
I
seeing
agree.
a lot of
You're
different
wrong.
things, it makes a very big difference. A lot of us have just been here or just seen here or have tunnel vision on what's going on. Oh, work hard, work hard, work work hard. I got to work
Everybody
hard.
working nobody is a slave. We trying to get over. We trying
And
to
you
get over like
never. I mean, you
Right.
can work.
You gotta work smarter, not harder.
Right.
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 Right, like Lunny Lumpkin said, not free, just affordable. Exactly. And Barron's like they have better opportunities. So it makes a big difference in the generation that you come up in and how you see things.
Well, understand this. And this is why I think black people need to understand this. And this is where millennials are making a big mistake. Don't knock older black people for going with Joe Biden, because they're looking at the best threat at this point to Donald Trump. And like I told people.
Dave ain't a millennial, and he knows.
Yeah, well, we got
But
some
you know,
outliers.
but you know what Donald Trump said? He was like, I just don't want to go against Bernie because he offer. He said I don't want to go against Bernie because he offer a lot of free stuff and it's hard to come
No,
back.
it's not. No, it's not.
That's what he
you know
said.
what he gonna
Okay,
do?
so-
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's what he
him
said.
And his pack, him and his super PAC gonna run communism, socialism, socialism, the whole all the way to November. No, he wants Bernie. Don't let him. You really believe this dude at this point?
That's what-
the same dude that said the coronavirus would be.
Hey,
in war
Rhonda.
is
But you
the
know,
war.
but you know what they doing to Joe Biden now? All they doing is running those ads and showing him forgetting where he is. You know, he got some dementia going on with
Well,
him.
Okay, now I have been worried about that.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I have,
they
but he's a
he's
gas
already
machine. He's been a
attacking.
gas machine for like the last 10 years. And
know.
you're right. That's the only part that I have with Biden. It's not the fact that
So
he
that's
can't
why we
beat-
gotta have
he
a
can't
really
beat-
good
he can't
vice
get the vote.
president.
People are scared that, hey, this dude may mess around and forget he even in the White House and say, Dorothy, are we still in Kansas?
Okay,
Right.
so
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
so my thoughts on that is that's why we got to have a
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good
Ron, it is. It's the
vice
win.
president.
He's
And-
going. He's going to. I think that's going to really put him over. Is who
Yeah.
he picks.
Right.
And I would either argue. People say pick Stacey Abrams. I would argue if you really want to kick butt and take names, pick Andrew Gillum. Because Andrew Gillum resonates with a lot of Floridians and a lot of people down there. And I like Stacey Abrams. Don't get it twisted.
But do
my
you
question
think
is,
they're
can she resonate outside
Yeah.
of Georgia?
Yeah, that's what I worry about.
Hey, DV, what's up, baby boy? So my thing about it is, pick two. Don't everybody talking about pick Klobuchar because she can resonate. Man, the hell with them. Pick,
Well, he need to
Or
pick.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, he need to pick somebody who's good with the youth that can bring in the
right,
youth
that's
vote.
what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my only point. And I wouldn't have an issue with him picking Elizabeth Warren, but the question is, can Elizabeth Warren bring out the black folk?
I don't think so.
Nah, yeah, he already got
And-
the black.
Well,
vote.
I think the black the Bernie bots or the Bernie bros will probably go with Elizabeth Warren because that's their
You
way
think
of
so?
getting
Yeah.
that's their way of getting a fake Bernie, a budget Bernie. You
Right.
See what I'm saying? But because look, let's just be real. Joe Biden knows he only doing 4 years. He knows that these guys are pushing 80 years. No, I mean the
Right.
same thing. Trump, everybody, look. Let me tell you about these
Joe gonna
colonizers.
live to be 100.
Hey, woman. Man, please. Hey, what's up, bro? No, he's late. That's like 2 weeks ago my birthday was, but thank you anyway. No, my thing about it is that Trump, you see all these people talking about Trump going to get 3 terms, then it's going to go to Donald. Trump won't live for 3 terms, okay? So, because you talking about guys who are pushing 70 years old.
He won't live for 3 terms.
No, he won't live for 3 terms.
I thought people were
The
living
Simpsons
longer
has
now.
never been wrong yet, and he might have that stuff already.
Well, they say the
Look
stuff
at
that he
God.
takes for his they say the stuff that he takes for his hair, hey Christy, is what's causing him all those problems and the reason why he acts so aggressive and crazy.
No, he cray cray.
Um,
He
Lon-
cray cray. No,
Lunny
that's what it
says
is.
what burns my buddy is Elizabeth Warren definitely should have been the nominee, but they always want to sit a woman in the second seat and never the top seat. But I know this is
Who said
entirely
that?
this is Lunny Lumpkins. But I know this is entirely a different subject. But Lunny, you are telling the truth. That is what
Okay, hold on,
happens.
hold up.
What if Michelle Obama ran?
Michelle Obama would run with it. She would get probably 65 to 70% of the white vote. Because white women love her and the sisters love her. And let me tell you something. Y'all keep on talking about the black people gonna we'll make a difference and sway this election. That's why Trump is catering and giving us platitudes and I looked at this brother who's
So
supposed
y'all
to be
falling
the
for the
Surgeon
banana-
General.
so
he
y'all
was blinging
fall-
so much when Trump was on thing. He's like, this lying.
So y'all falling for the banana in the tailpipe?
No, I'm not. What I'm saying.
They falling for the banana in the tailpipe,
I tell
Dave?
you what. I tell
Dave's
you what.
saying yes. Y'all are falling for the
Well,
banana
hold
in
on.
the tailpipe.
If we gonna micromanage who needs to
It's
be
a
the
smoke
Democratic
screen.
nominee, Trump's gonna get reelected, and that's fine. If y'all want to sit around here and use the ideological purity test, that's fine. I ain't got no issue with that. You got to vote your
So
conscience.
who
And
you
if you
vote
do
for?
that, don't say nothing. I don't want to see
Because
you
I
on
looked
Facebook
you up and I
talking
saw
about
Trump
for the
on
next
your,
4 years.
on
I
your
don't want to hear
ballot.
it.
I saw Trump on your ballot.
Okay, well that's fine.
Is that who you voted for?
No, I said anti-Trump. Now, how about
okay.
that? You get it right. Anti-Trump. See,
I don't think.
I think
the
you're trying to
minister-
colonize
I
me
don't
right now.
think
You're
the
trying to
minister has
colonize
that
me.
on his.
I think
I
you're
don't
trying to
think.
colonize
I don't think
me
y'all
right
had a
now.
class on that.
Yeah, I'm just so. It's going to be stupid. So my thing about it is, no, if we're gonna do that, because see, that's the thing. Republicans try to come with this ideological purity. Oh, we're against abortion. We're evangelical.
Why do they even
and
care?
then when
Do
they
y'all
get somebody
really
they
care
can win,
about
they
somebody
drop
getting
that.
an abortion?
How do you explain
Republicans
Trump?
do.
Do you care about that? I don't either. Do you
What's that?
care about that? Somebody getting an abortion?
No, I don't.
Do you care about that
Why
day?
is that even on the election?
I don't
Right.
think that should even be.
Abortion
a
should not
topic.
even be. That's people's personal choice. Let it go. I don't. Hey, Rhonda. And my thing about it is, why are we even talking about that? And then,
Would you
and
like
wait,
to
what
say
are these
for me?
raccoons? Oh, we got raccoons. Itis going on right now. What are these raccoons all of a sudden? Roe v. Wade been around. Supreme Court decided case.
Well, like 50
years.
Yeah.
I studied in law school, up, down, left, right. All of a sudden now we mad because black babies being killed. Well, do you have the same angst when Trump supporting police officers are shooting black kids? But
No.
all of a sudden you
They
mad
don't.
now because you couldn't keep your legs closed and now we supposedly aborting black babies. Really? 50 years it took you to come to that realization because of Coon Dan Owens.
And then remember
And
now,
she goes American colonizer.
but remember, you're not supposed to get on any type of public assistance either, and you got to get married and.
But home, my point is, if these black conservatives are so concerned about abortion, no, that's gonna give me that compound.
I can't.
Then stop having sex and close your legs. No, we ain't got time for rational solution. Hell with that. So my thing about it is, you want to have sex, you want to go ahead and do the wild thing and all this old stuff. You want to smoke the devil's
haven't heard-
lettuce, but then you want to sit around here and.
What is the devil's lettuce?
That's that stuff the Lorenz be smoking. He smoked the devil's
Good-
lettuce.
I think that the
That cannabis-
earth was blessed with the lettuce.
Yeah.
Hold
To
on,
me,
let me see. Hold on,
it's
before
my
John
it's my
says-
religion.
That's right.
John was saying something about women could have stopped having rallies looking at school teacher worn those tied outfits. John is crazy. But my thing
Okay,
is, we can't talk about that the women stuff too. Look,
So
I would
what?
love to have a woman president. I wouldn't
Lonnie
have
made a good point, though.
What did he
Lonnie
say?
said Michelle wouldn't win because of ignorant, redneck, uninformed voters
You had ignorant rednecks
within
that
our
didn't like her
Bible
husband
Belt
and her
part of the
husband still
country.
won.
You are correct. I think
but
that does make a
understand this.
difference.
Yeah.
What as much as we talk about black turnout, who flipped the Senate? I'm sorry, the Congress in 2018. It wasn't black people. It was white suburban women. And white suburban women, this election is going to make the decision. White black people, we're gonna have our part. Don't get it twisted. But it's white suburban women who came
But
out
the
against
white,
Trump.
we can't trust them though because they tell us they're gonna vote one way and then they get there and then they can't.
Well, hey, but they put Democrats in the Congress.
they did put
that.
Democrats in Congress, but who they put in?
Well, but here's the point. If I get the Senate, I'll take that as a thing. Because the Democrats take the Senate, Trump done anyway. He can sit around here and have his rallies.
He just
with
make a
his
whole bunch of
coronavirus,
executive decisions.
And he ain't going to be able to do nothing. He's done. Get turkey neck up out of there. Get fairy dust out of there. Get,
Do those people have names?
yes, turtleneck is Mitch McConnell. You got Linda Graham. And Tim
Linda?
Beavermouth Scott. He needs to
Linda?
go. He's a raccoon.
Linda?
Yeah, Linda Graham.
Okay.
What?
Keep
Okay,
going.
you know what? I'm going to pull
Keep
with y'all
going.
today.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham, he gotta go.
He's got
Right, that's what I'm like,
He is
Linda.
a one. He is a weasel. I can't stand a weasel.
Gosh, yeah.
He's a weasel.
But you play with
At
them.
least Mitch McConnell's a true adherent. He actually believes the food. You know, and understand this. While you having your ideological purity test, liberals and
So,
Bernie
if
Bros
he
and Warren supporters, understand this. This ain't about your choice and your feelings. This is about the Supreme Court for the next 20 years. This is about these federal judges. So you got to look at the bigger picture when we talk about a black agenda. Because I promise you, all these conservatives, these
You
conservative
serious
judges.
today.
Okay, well, you know what? I ain't going to say nothing else. Y'all go ahead and take the show. Y'all
I
wanna
mean,
help me
I'm
out,
just
y'all-
saying.
But that's what it's about. People don't look what Trump has been doing. And if you think he can do more damage than Ford, look what he can do by the time he just gets out of
Okay,
office.
so here's
between
the thing.
November and January.
The seriousness of the situation is like even right now with the stock market doing what it's doing, it's gonna take the economy like 2 years to bounce back from even that. So the effects of what he's doing while he's in office,
Oh,
we're gonna
yeah,
feel
virus is
those
kicking
for
his
like
butt.
we're gonna feel that for like what the next 10 years
about
probably
Yeah, no, I said we'll be over probably about 2 to 3 probably.
2 to 3.
yeah,
but
we
yeah,
lost
we're gonna
nine-
feel those
We lost
effects.
$14 trillion.
Okay,
If
so
Obama had done this, was sitting over this, they would be asking for his head on a pike. You know how many people sitting around here on Facebook talking about, I'm still voting Trump in 2020. White
That's 'cause
privilege
they're
is
silly.
beautiful, isn't it? It is beautiful. He can empty your pockets. He can ruin your 401k. He can sit up and lie to you. He can sit around and lie about the virus and say it's a Democrat hoax. And say the
Now, the
Democrats
virus
love it
is
because
real.
it's going to.
Right.
No, you the one that gutted the CDC in 2018 trying to do something against Obama, trying to piss off Obama. Now
that's
the
okay.
chickens
So
have
that's
come
how
home
you
to roost.
know. To me, that right there shows that he's not qualified because it's always tit for tat. Oh, you did this. You put this
That's
together.
his
I'm
only
gonna
job.
dismantle.
That's,
it. That's like
the
kids
appeal.
stuff.
That's the appeal of Donald Trump. The conservatives who are to me are depraved children. All they want to do in this country is stick it to the liberals. That's all they want to do. They don't care about nothing. Their job to get Donald
that's
Trump. That's why it
crazy.
was that Rush Limbaugh. Remember when he gave Rush Limbaugh that? He
Did
goes
he
and
not?
gives he gives the black Tuskegee Airman the brigadier spot, and it goes not even 2 minutes later and awards a medal of freedom to Rush Limbaugh. That's sticking it to the liberals.
God.
What has Rush
And they love
Limbaugh
it.
ever done
They
to
love
deserve
that.
Right.
the Medal of Freedom? What? What has he done? What?
Well, at least he smoked some good stuff back in the day. He tested it for us.
He probably smoking it now.
Yeah,
since
he on it
was
now.
stage
And
four.
guess what? After all this lung cancer, he's still on his thing talking about the coronavirus hoax like he's got some sort of medical. Well, since you so medically involved, bro, go ahead and cure your cancer. Anyway, Black Agenda. Y'all done got me started today. And I'm
Yeah,
hostile
that's what
now.
I said. You crunk today. That's so funny.
Boy, I told you I was coming in guns blazing. So hold on. Let's
So
talk over
you
here,
at the-
Super Dave, for
so
just a
you
hot
at the
second.
session all like that. You can't do that no more.
Well, I'm hostile.
We got to do better.
Okay, Dave, talk to me. Black Agenda. Who's going to do it for us? Here you go.
Let me ask you something.
Oh, here you go. Go ahead.
Okay. Who set your personal agenda?
I do.
Okay. Who set your agenda?
I do.
What about you?
I do.
Okay. So why we worrying about somebody else setting our agenda?
Didn't we say that?
That's the problem.
Yeah,
We said
that's the
that. That's
problem.
what all three
We've
of us
been
agree.
we've been too busy worrying about what other people thought about us. See the whole point of the civil rights era, their folly was that if we could just eat at their restaurants, if we could just go to their schools, then they'd love us. We'd be just like them.
No.
Okay, not understanding because they were ignorant of their history as well. You just heard Lorenz talk about Ethiopia. They were ignorant of their history as well. Knowing if they'd have known that history,
I don't think they care though.
no,
Even if they knew.
Why you
No,
gonna
no.
beat up on
If-
the rent about Ethiopia?
no. I'm saying that's a positive. That's the whole point.
Oh, okay.
If our people had have known their history, then they wouldn't have been running around, and we still wouldn't be running around worrying about whether or not the white man likes us. That's our problem.
Hey,
Mr.
listen.
Charlie, a good white folk.
we
boy.
don't have our own agenda. In fact, we shouldn't be talking to anybody else except our people about our own
Hold on,
agenda.
but Dave, haven't I said that
Oh,
a million
my
times on this
God.
show? Is that we set success by what they judge as success?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Dave, I
It's
just
it's
had
the-
that conversation.
It's the white
with
man's
somebody
ice is
this
colder.
week. I promise I got into an argument with somebody on Facebook. There's a group on Facebook about dear black men, dear black women. And you have this group that you're supposed to be addressing black issues, but you have all these other people in the group that are not of black African descent in no shape, form, or fashion. So if it's a group that's supposed
What do
to
you
be
mean
addressing-
all these other people? White people?
Colonizers. That's what she wanted. She don't want to be nasty about it, but
Well,
I'm gonna say
But, I mean,
colonizers.
I'm gonna say it.
So,
So
I mean,
you
so-
got white people in a black group telling
so how
why you
is
in that group?
So how is that helping?
She called me. She throwing
Why
me
you in
shit
that group?
I'm gonna
I
let
mean,
them have it.
See-
See, here's the thing. If y'all notice, I plant bombs and leave like I did last. Y'all saw that?
Yeah.
Y'all-
What happened
you know,
last time?
You know, I
You
plant
planted a bomb
I
and
plant
left.
bombs and leave. That's what you have to do to them. You see,
But- and see,
because one
I-
tried to argue me down about black people are racist. Well, black people can't be racist. Racism is a social construct that was developed by white people. I tell people all the time that if you want to get rid of racism, white people have to do it. Black people have spent too much time worrying about white racism. Period. Dr. Claude Anderson will tell you that. You have to be concerned about your own. Just like, Joe Biden's going to get the nomination. Has any black people went to him and said, "Hey, Joe, we put you in office. We took you through Super Tuesday.
Yeah, and they
unequivocally.
need to, and I'm not
okay?
saying they don't.
Have
They
black
need to.
people
They
went to
like,
him
what
and
you
said,
gonna do?
"Okay, Joe,
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do for
What
us
you gonna
now?"
do?
Right.
You
'Cause
see
I
what
don't
I'm
wanna
saying?
hear no,
Right.
well, I'm Obama's sidekick. That ain't gonna work.
Instead of you talking about he's an honorary brother, Jim Clyburn.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
Now, Jim,
That silliness
Jim-
like
Jim
that.
need to
work
See,
for that.
that's what
Honorary
millennials.
stuff.
That's what millennials get upset with black people
Right.
about because see, the guys in the civil rights struggle didn't think beyond just being able to drink out of a water fountain.
I agree.
Right.
Have they looked at the economic power of black people? And the sad thing about it, the most powerful weapon during the civil rights struggle was an economic weapon.
boycott.
Right.
And what was it? It was the bus
Yes,
boycott.
right,
Yep.
So
right.
they knew the power of black people, yet they didn't use it for the future of black people.
Because they couldn't see.
You see?
They were typical. They got what they wanted out of it and dipped. That's what
But did
happened.
they really
Exactly.
get what they wanted?
Well, many of them did. Look. I tell you what. I went to see Andrew Young was here about 3 years ago, and Andrew Young made the statement when when he gave his little piece. He says, "I'm glad they came and got us out of Africa." This is Andrew
Why?
Young.
God.
Wait a minute. Let me
Why?
finish. He says because if you look at the 56 he said I done been to all 56 countries in Africa, and every one of them is terrible. So where would Africa be if the white man would have never went to Africa? This is Andrew Young.
So
Huh,
at
you
that-
talking about
Crazy.
so at
Andrew,
the-
the former U.S. ambassador?
Exactly. This is Andrew Young.
So at that
Cameron
point,
Negro
so at that point,
said
nobody
this.
threw nothing on the stage
Well,
and hit him.
well, I
or-
certainly, after in the question and answer session, I was very perturbed at him
right As
because
you
I
should
hope
have.
you- I hope you
as I
checked
told
him.
him, I
I
said,
hope you checked him.
I said, you do realize that Africa is the cradle of civilization and those pyramids, sub-Saharan region, yada yada yada.
Right.
He said, well, you can believe what you want to believe.
huh?
Well, I
You
can't believe he said that because if you go to South Africa and go to Cape Town, all you gonna see is big old mansions with white people staying in them, and then some shanty towns
the
with all
shanty
black
town
folks.
with all the
in it.
black
Remember I
people
posted
in it.
that on my
Yup,
page
you
when I
sure
went.
did. Yeah, my mother's been to South Africa.
But
She
but
told
the,
me.
but the point, he is the epitome of what many
The
of
boule-
those
the
people
boule
thought about.
Negro. The
Okay,
boule.
is that we're gonna get ours and we're not gonna worry about anybody else. We're gonna feign that we're concerned about everybody
Right.
else. I mean, you saw that with Al Sharpton. You've seen that with Jesse Jackson.
Ooh.
Jesse Jackson coming back and endorsing Bernie Sanders was a mea culpa, but
Right.
it was too late.
It was too late then.
It's too late
Yep, it's
because
too late.
Jesse had already sold out. That's why so many young people can't stand Jesse Jackson.
Even the middle-aged
If
folks
they even
can't
know- if
stand
they know
You
it.
Jesse
see,
Jackson.
so my point being is that until we decide, look, I am the master of my fate, the captain of my ship.
That's right.
I believe that. I
rider-
know
the
that.
rider of
And
my-
I'll be damned if I'm going to let a white man set my agenda. It's just not going to happen. That's like me coming to any one of you all's house and say, hey, look, I need you to do this. I don't like that furniture. I need you to buy this.
Who did
Y'all
you
have looked
tell
at me
me
like
to?
I'm crazy.
I'd have said, who the
Okay,
hell you
but
telling?
white people have been doing that to black people for decades, and we've been buying it hook, line, and sinker.
Yes.
So
the
wait, are they
Charlie-
doing it to us, or are we doing it to
Well,
ourselves?
we're allowing them to
Okay.
do
Right.
it.
Okay.
Okay,
And-
so because that's the mentality.
Right.
Because they beating us down so bad that we don't. Just like all these little black kids are committing suicide. Why? Because they ugly. Well, why don't you tell that kid that he is a descendant of a king or a queen? Why don't you tell that kid that part of the
Right.
reason many of us live is because Daniel Hale Williams and Dr. Charles Drew. Why don't you tell him about you took him to Black Panther? Why don't you give him the real
Right.
story about those women that was protecting the Black
Because
Panther?
some of them
You
don't
know
know
why?
the real story.
Because their leader tells them that African countries are S-hole countries. That's why. And see,
but
this is-
what country is the S-hole country now?
well, mostly the ones that are south of the equator. But we have a nice big capitalist country that's also an S-hole country. It's right here.
That's what I'm talking about.
With potholes in all this wealth we spending on military budget, and we got potholes in the street.
Right.
People have to work 3-4 jobs just to get a living.
And we have a very
And we just
large
lost-
homeless population. and
Right.
We don't care for our veterans like we should.
Right.
It's so much that goes.
So yesterday they infused $1.5 trillion
Yep.
into the stock market.
Socialism.
Okay,
Crazy.
but y'all don't like Bernie.
No, hold on.
Think
Hold
about
on,
that.
Hold on, Dave.
I don't
Hold
think
on.
we-
Hold on, Dave.
No,
That's not the
I'm being rhetorical
Nobody-
here.
Okay.
No, I'm being
it-
rhetorical here. I'm simply saying is that everything we do in
Man.
this country is tax dollars going to support
Right.
rich people.
That's
Right.
right.
Trickle down economics as a failure. It has never worked. Yet we continue to support that stupidity. The bottom line is, if you give, look, who is the NBA player who's the mayor of Sacramento now? Gosh, I can't. Kevin Johnson.
Okay.
Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson, when he was elected mayor, he decided that he was going to give everybody that was below a certain income $1,000 a month.
Oh, Yang Gang. Okay, keep going.
And you ought to look and see how Sacramento is changing. If you go and look in Saudi Arabia and some of those countries that sell oil,
Yeah.
you look at their citizens. You've been over there. Am I not correct?
Not to Saudi Arabia.
Look at their citizens, because they give those people money. The government supports them. It is stupid that we're here worrying about it. We done shut down America. I ain't heard Israel being shut down, and they get $4 billion a year of our tax dollars. They get free college. They get free Medicaid. They get
And
free
that's why the
medicine.
millennials feel the way
Okay,
that they
exactly.
feel, 'cause they
You see what
all
I'm
that.
saying?
Right. Don't get it
So the reason they are upset with Joe Biden is because, and the same thing that happened to Trump. I've been saying this for 2 years now. The reason Trump was elected was because those people on that side of the window was tired of the same old, same old. It happened with Bernie. Bernie just happened to not get the election, to get the nomination in 2016. What you're seeing now with Bernie is that those millennials, all of those people who are tired of the same old, just like y'all said, a left wing, well, I said it, a left wing and a right wing is part of the same bird. That's the bottom line. I'm an independent. I'm not voting for Joe Biden. I'm voting down ticket, because that's what matters the most. If he gets a Democratic Congress, as you said earlier,
Right.
Right.
executive order be damned, he won't be able to do a damn thing.
Right. And people
You see what I'm
understand,
saying?
Don't get so caught up in the presidency that you don't vote in the Senate. Vote.
And
vote.
that's what
Oh,
we
you
do.
gotta
Right.
vote in the Senate.
But most of us don't even
they
vote in house
Right,
races.
they-
Your house races are more important than your federal offices. You know why?
because that affects you first.
Well,
you right here.
well, no. The reason why is because they are the ones who determine the districts.
Right.
The
Oh, well, yeah, that
districts
too.
where who runs where.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Part of the reason the South is so red now is because Republicans
Changed the districts.
changed the
They
districts
did.
where they
They
pitted
did.
two
did.
Democrats against one another. They ended up with one, and they ended up with more. We have to understand the game here. If you're going to participate in this process, you must understand your game. Just to go and say, well, I'm not going to vote, well, that's stupid. But there's a way you can go and vote
Right.
and be more effective. And nobody is telling us about that. Nobody is talking to us about this. This is stuff that ought to be taught in our churches, ought to be taught in our mosque. But guess what? All they got to do is throw some dollars at some of
I
our
was gonna
preachers.
say you already know,
And they
the
done forgot
preachers are
about
not
it.
paying
So-
Yeah,
attention.
because I didn't understand how black folks got behind Bloomberg at all. And I'm from
He was
Bloomberg.
throwing dollars.
Yeah, he was throwing
Even
dollars.
our mayor.
Well, that's what Trump do. Hold on, that's what Trump do for the average raccoon.
So how much are you worth? How much are you worth to sell your people out? Because when you
I can't
think
do it.
about that, think about all of those slaves like Nat Turner who fought for freedom and was sold out by other slaves.
Right.
Think about all those
That's what
slaves.
always happens.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
How much are you worth to sell out your people? And what you're seeing every day in this country is black people are selling out black people, and then they're complaining because they're not getting anything. Well, what do you expect?
Okay.
Trump raccoons. And listen what I'm saying. And this is when I talk about black agenda. Why do so many black Trump supporters have so many white people on their pages? Hodge twins, Terrence K. Williams. I'm gonna give him a
Right.
shout out. I'm gonna give him a shout out because look, why is a majority? Why is the majority of their audience white? And then they
So-
sit around
right.
when they sit around here and they talk about Democrats. When they pat them on the head, oh, that's a good Negro. You're right. These Democrats, they so evil. And then he up here like a little shoe shine boy up here. I got an invite to the White House. Oh, I tell you, Mr. Charlie's so good to me.
What the song say?
Yeah. Don't blame Mr.
Don't
Charlie.
blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie.
Mr. Charlie, just a man.
And he's
Yep,
doing the best he can. Yeah, come on, Betty Wright. Come on
he's
with
doing
it.
the best he can, folks. You know what?
You feeling a certain type of
I'm
way?
just bored. Look.
You feeling a
Let us
certain
take a
type of way?
pause for the cause. We're gonna come back in 3 minutes. Right here, folks.
3 minutes?
About 3 minutes. We're gonna be back in 3.
That's 4 fingers.
Okay, well, oh,
Thompson from the Thompson Law Firm, and I want to help with your legal matter. Whether it's criminal defense, bankruptcy, personal injury, or family law, I want to help you. I can be reached at 501-503-5095. Don't face your legal issues alone. You need an attorney whose primary objective is providing you with the best legal representation. Our office address is 415 North McKinley, Suite 710 in Little Rock. I'm attorney Theodore Thompson, and I want to provide you with the best legal representation. Hi, I'm attorney Theodore Thompson from the Thompson Law Firm, and I want to help with your legal matter. Whether it's criminal defense, bankruptcy, personal injury, or family law, I want to help you. I can be reached at 501-503-5095. Don't face your legal issues alone. You need an attorney whose primary objective is providing you with the best legal representation. Our office address is 415 North McKinley, Suite 710 in Little Rock. I'm attorney Theodore Thompson, and I want to provide you with the best legal representation.
What else? Oh, let me get my stuff on here. All right, we are back. And welcome back, everybody. I want to thank you guys for joining us again. That's the raccoon I was telling you about. He's Rabbit. No, not him. That's me. That's not that raccoon, but this other raccoon right here. See, somebody commented on his page. See, this is what I'm talking about. Whenever you go against them, and you tell them, black person, why are you selling yourself? Because you need to be drop squatted. This is what I'm talking about. The first thing happens is one of their white people friends come up there and sit around here, and you can just block. See what I'm saying? Look at this. See, this is the foolishness I'm talking about.
We got more people with health care thanks to Barack Obama. Don't y'all forget
Can y'all see him?
He just needs a little tail with stripes on it. With his little MAGA hat.
He looks like it's a cartoon character.
Mm-hmm. And as soon as he gonna start look at it, rolling his eyes.
Yes.
He don't never comb that peasy head of his. That's why he always wearing hats.
He look like Franklin.
Huh?
The cartoon character Franklin.
Yeah. I just want y'all to hear this for just a second. You see what I'm saying?
It was so freaking hard listening to you. Seriously.
Now this is a black man. I want y'all to hear this fool.
First, I want to know. I am going to keep asking this question. Why is she working for Fox News?
Why are you on your knees at the White House?
And hold up, let's get something.
On his knees, literally, under the desk.
What do you do when you're on your knees under the desk?
Yeah.
What do you do? What do people do when they're on their knees under
He
the
earning
desk?
$40.
Is at an all-time low. Stop the lies. Shut up. We know who.
What is his
This
name?
the reason why black unemployment is low.
I can't.
The only thing
I can't.
that Obama did was give Iran $1 billion and sit on his lazy butt and let the country fall into pieces.
I mean, if we hearing this is black folks saying this.
Obama is the reason why we doing great. Girl, bye. You sound real stupid.
Is he like the delivered guy? That's who he reminds me of.
I just can't. I mean, see, it's stuff like this is why I'm in jail all the time. Because it makes me mad.
Why you need to send me his picture so I can cone him out?
Okay, get the picture, because I definitely want to put it on his page.
His legacy is
It's worth 30 days for me. It's worth 30 days.
and that can never be erased. We will always remember he was lazy.
Okay, I'm done. This is the
So-
raccoon stuff. This is the raccoon
So
stuff that I'm
that
talking
was
about.
Terrence K. Williams.
Raccoon, K, that's raccoon. K is for coon. Williams. Come up here and then, I mean, this is the fools. That's why I have no mercy, no sympathy, no even people that talk about Obama. Look, we can talk about Obama being perfect. He wasn't perfect. He was nowhere near perfect. And yes, he could have probably done a lot more for black people than he was able to get done. But when you sit around here and talk about Trump is the reason why black people are doing good, I have to look at you like, you know, who raised you?
Right.
Obama kicks up the stock market 13,000 points. This is the guy that everybody said was socialist. Kicks up the stock market 13,000 points in 8 years. He's destroying the country. The country dies. Trump kicks up the stock market 1.5 thousand. Oh, it's a miracle. He's greatest thing ever. This is degenerate. This is degenerate stuff, and this is black people saying this. And then they get their merry band of miscreants on it, and then you wonder why we don't have a black agenda. Because like you said, they selling us out.
My doctor was trying to argue with me too over Trump. He was like talking about Trump did the stock market. Now, and you know what? He's a Middle East. No, he's an Indian.
They're about to work.
He's an Indian over here. You know.
But you know they assimilate really tough. Like.
And I hate to say that.
And they hate black people.
They hate black people.
Okay.
The extra Sousa. Look,
and
I'm not saying that about all. And here's the problem: Indians are blacker than a patent leather shoe.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Now, the way they treat the darker Indians.
Right. That's why they have a
Yeah, they
caste
have
system.
colorism,
That's why they have a caste system in India.
Yeah.
And who are the ones that are the worst treated is the darkest ones. The ones that are in the north treat the ones who are in the southern part of the region of India the worst. And even Indians will tell you that. And you're right. They come over to this country and they forget that they blacker than a patent leather shoe, and then they come up here and they sign them with all these conservative and talking points and all this. So that's why Trump went over there, because a lot of Indians buy into white supremacist ideology. They do.
So I'm looking at this guy's page, and he's like, I'm speechless for the first time in my life.
He never
President
speechless.
Donald
He
Trump
shut
and the
up.
First Lady Melania invited me to sit at their table. I used to be a foster child in need, and to sit with the First Lady, a woman who cares for all children, and President Trump,
he
a
never
man
even got a
who fights for people of all color, was an honor. Dude, what country are you living in? Are you like
He
serious
sat by
right
the
now?
first lady and didn't even get a stiff willy.
I mean, like, but my question is, what country are you living in? Are you living in a fantasy world? Are you in the Matrix?
He's paid by Trump to do that. You know, when they had all those black people praying over Trump, you know he was right there in that picture. The one I got with all the clown faces over it. He's right there in the picture, right beside Trump. Trump uses him as black outreach. And Trump paid, and I mean, I just can't. I mean, it just comes to a time that
But you know, when you look at, you know, a lot of times, and I hate to say this, you know, because you're not supposed to judge people by the way they look. But looking at him, he looks silly and childish, just the way
He
he
don't
acts
comb his hair.
and the facial expressions, and because he's not, his hygiene looks horrible and upkeep. I mean, so when I couldn't take him serious, Any man that rolls his eyes
or the Hodge Coons
and
either.
smacks his lips and all this stuff. I'm sorry, I like manly men, so for me, I can't take it. I can't take
He's a
you
bati
serious.
boy. What are you talking about? I'm just saying. I'm not that makes a difference. That's what he is.
What's a botsy boy?
He's a bati boy.
Tell us what that
Lorenz
means.
know what I'm talking about when I say a bati boy. You know what he is.
Why do you always say
you know what when I
crazy
say what a
stuff,
bati
but-
boy means.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't want people thinking I'm
Right.
trying to be
But-
homophobic. But he's a
But my
bati
thing,
boy.
I mean, even if you are, I mean, you can still be.
How
manly
can you?
anything.
But how can you be in the LGBT community and be down for Trump? I mean, I guess racism didn't make
He's
sense
on
to
a
me.
deplorables tour.
Hey, Candace.
Come to Little Rock so I can throw some
Yeah,
apples
come
and
on
some
to it, come on
oranges.
to it.
I'm going in the auditorium with my fruits and vegetables, and I am going to throw them.
It ain't gonna be number white folks in there though.
But listen,
Right.
y'all know that. So I've gone to a comedy
So what? I
show with
put you
just
in the
white
mouth.
folks.
You know how I get.
And I had a good time when I went to go see
Hey,
Robin
Sonny.
Williams. It was only like 3 of us in the audience, but I had a good time. But this guy right here, you know, Robin Williams was real, but this guy right here, he a joke. So
the Hodge Coons too.
I mean,
These two
Men that
it's
be
always
bucket-
something-
you
It's
know-
something about yellow. See, you like yellow Negroes. See, it's something about these yellow Negroes that they done
see,
kinda
first of
there's
all,
something about them. They done lost.
I just like
lost some of their Wakandanism.
hey. I
This
just
is
like
not Wakanda.
I just like black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
Okay, I'm just.
I mean,
But
sometimes
they
it's a
may-
little
maybe
veranda.
use rice pilaf
And then
stuff.
sometimes
Whatever.
it's a dark coffee, you know, super strong.
Oh, so
I
you kind of
do.
go through the
Don't
spectrum.
play.
Good.
But seriously though, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at these videos, the whole batting of the eyes and the smacking of the lips, and
And they crusty all the time anyway.
yes, and oh my God, I'm going to the White House. I'm super excited. Dude, you're a man. You're a man.
I need to put on my pad first, but I'm going to the White House.
And then
anyway.
you're gonna say he's under the desk on his knees.
Yeah, he
what
was
do you
under the desk on
What do
his
you think
knees.
he was doing?
He was doing a
Bobbing and weaving.
Yep, doing a
Bobbing
monitor.
and weaving.
So here's my point, David. Answer my question. When you have black people like this, how do you have a black agenda? Because we have enemies in our ranks.
Those are the people that see. The thing is that we have to understand and be able to point those people out, and
Terrence
because
Williams.
if you're not willing to look, I don't have any problem with what they're doing.
Terrence K. Williams.
They're letting me know what they're doing. The problem we have is that the people that are like doing COINTELPRO that were spying on the movement and nobody ever knew. So you still have to. And the other thing is this: if you're going to put together a black agenda, don't announce it to the media.
Yeah.
Okay, you ought to start.
Destroyed.
We as black people need to start meeting at homes, in churches, wherever we can, and start developing this agenda and not giving it out to the media. And then boom, we break out with it. That's what we ought to be doing. But who am I? I'm just a talk
I don't
show
know,
host.
but talk to those pastors sitting around here milking the community.
But we shouldn't be just worried about the pastors. Look, the pastors are only get away with it because the congregation allows them to.
Oh, that's some people that
You
want
see what I'm
abortion
saying?
done away.
So
We
give you an
got
example. A friend of mine I went to college with, played football with, and I got to hurry here. And I'm gonna call him out, Iverson Jackson, who's a preacher here in Little Rock, had the nerves to post something by Glenn Beck the other day about Democrats, and I called him out on it because number one, I told him, I said, the fact that you're posting something about Glenn Beck talks about your credibility
Right.
in the first
In
place.
the first place.
Okay, and then the number two thing is that you're a black pastor. How are you leading your people?
When you
see-
justify a Holocaust.
In fact, black people ought to be independents all the way around. We shouldn't be Democrats or Republicans.
Right, we should have our own political
I'm just saying.
powerhouse, and I agree with that. And that's my issue. And look, I understand people's angst with black people's angst with the Democrat Party. I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna get out of here. I understand that angst with the Democrat Party. We've been giving our votes, and we have. And Democrats gonna have to step, because one thing Trump gonna do, he gonna make sure the Democrats show and tell from this election going forward. Because what's gonna happen is the Republican Party is gonna continually siphon away black votes. But my thing about it is that when you sit around here and you do that, we don't need to go and say, well, the party that we need to go to, the party that openly hates us. Oh, well, them ain't no nothing for us, so I'm going to go over here to this party that openly hates me.
Crazy. That's
Yeah,
lunacy.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you, Black Beauty.
You're welcome.
Here, Sam, we're going to go get us a little
Okay.
lunch. Oh, I am hungry.
Yeah.
Can
And
you bring me some snacks
I
back
bring
to
some
my
snacks.
job?
I bring some snacks. And thank you.
Don't
This
bring me no
Super Day.
Coda Corona.
Thank you. You just gave me an idea.
You
Okay.
know what? See, I can't stand
By the
it.
way, just quickly, now as you bring that up, we do have a Corona beer removal team. So if anyone out there has some Corona beer that needs to be removed, we start at 12 packs up to a case. We'll be glad to come get it for you. Okay,
All
just let me know.
right. Okay.
See, and that's Dave.
Yeah.
That is Dave.
That's right. That is Dave. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll
Thank
see
you,
again
thank you,
next
you guys
Thursday.
for tuning in.
Same black time, same.
Next
bat channel.
Friday. Did you say
Oh,
Thursday?
Friday. Did I say Thursday?
Are you on that? You on the devil's lettuce?
Okay, yeah, I might be on Devil's Lettuce. It was good too. Anyway, okay, yeah.
The devil's lettuce.
On Devil's Lettuce. Thank you guys. We'll see you again next Friday.
Next Friday.
Next Friday. Same bad time, same bad channel. And don't forget, can't stand the heat. Stay out of Hell's Kitchen, folks. Bye.